Well, yeah, of course, once you get older, you begin to appreciate the state of energy you have like throughout the day, and it's not just about grinding. Of course, in your 20s you can do a lot of stuff, and you hopefully you recover faster, and but that kind of led me to a situation where I was like on a daily basis I was like severely undercovered. Of course, overtrained. They're not synonymous. You can be overtrained but still cover, but you can be chronically undercovered, like under recovered, and usually it's the stuff that you want to do too many things without having enough rest. So having like rest periods throughout the day, that was something non-existent even like 10 years ago. At some point I just realized why I'm like torturing myself this much, just to have like a peak condition, like athletic condition. And I was never going to be like a top athlete, but that was kind of like an addiction also. And then having hard work at being medical, like ER shifts, and I had this ridiculous 5-year period of just going from place to place, and sometimes being on call like 26 hours in a row. And of course it tested my limit, and I never really liked completely burned out, but I was like on the verge all the time, and I didn't have the energy to bounce back. So it took me like months and months and months to actually come into this state where I'm finding equilibrium pretty fast. Then of course comes family, you get some kids, and I have a kid, she's now 6, and takes a lot of attention, and I've been having to attune my life around the family, and that's why I train at home. I have all the stuff there. I train when I feel like it, and of course I do what I like to move. My body requires movement, and that's what we are meant to do. But it doesn't mean having a 2.5 hour CrossFit session with when you torture yourself with all the possible metabolic systems and your nervous system and whatnot, and then have being calorie deprived. So but you learn by trial and error. So now it's more has to be fun. Of course, for example, yesterday I did a really heavy biohacked workout on a vibration plate using X3 bar with blood flow restriction and red light. That was like 4 ailments at the same time. And when I went to bed, I realized, okay, my heart is beating. I went a little bit over the board, and the night wasn't the perfect one. But having flexible schedules, I woke up definitely not recovered. Made some breakfast for my daughter, and take care of her, and brought her to the daycare, and then I went back home. And I usually don't eat any breakfast, but today I ate breakfast with her, and then I went back to sleep, and I slept 2.5 hours more, and after that I feel also adjusting your life in a way that you can have flexibility, and if you need to have more rest, you can take it. So of course that's not possible for everybody, but it wasn't possible for me for many years until becoming an entrepreneur, quitting, taking patients and so on. But the message here is that you can create the life you want, but you first have to visualize what do you actually want, or even write it down. So it's been a process. You don't go from A to B in many just by snapping your fingers, and your personality also has to do a lot. How you want to experience things. Do you want it to be safe, or are you like me that you want to see your limits? Okay, that was too far, let's back it up, and then what you tolerate and what's good for you at specific moment of life you're living in.